everybody, it's Brooke with the Junk Parlor, and I asked yesterday if you guys were interested in seeing how I dye or how I bleach my flannels that I have in the shop, and you said yes, so I'm going to hop on here and do it. It's not like I'm a professional or anything. All I did was look on Pinterest and read a few ways, and a lot of people had different ways, and so I just did it and figured out what worked for me. And I'll go ahead and move the camera down a little bit. Hey Jeannie, figured out what worked for me, and so I will just share that with you, and I'll go ahead and get started and then kind of talk about it as I'm going. So I grabbed a clear container just because that way I thought maybe you guys could see a little bit better, and most of the recipes said to use a 1-to-3 ratio of bleach to water. I would say that you could go stronger with your bleach. Some of them did, and I'm really just kind of eyeballing it. It definitely has a smell, and so you're going to want to take that into consideration. So, turning my water on. I am outside. The first time I did it was in my kids' bathroom, and I probably about killed myself, and I'm sure I killed a few brain cells. Because even if you think you're in a well-ventilated area, I recommend do it outside if at all possible, if the weather permits, because of the fumes. The fumes are so strong. So what I do with the flannels is I button them all the way, okay? A lot of the techniques that I saw, people would use rubber bands on them, and to me, that was just an unnecessary extra step. And if you follow me very often, you know I hardly ever use gloves, but I did use gloves this time. And so having them buttoned, I think, kind of fulfills the reasoning for doing the rubber band. And if you have questions and comments, you can ask them. And when I get done with the video, I'll come back and look because I'm too far away. I can't read your comments. And I'll come back and answer them for you. So then what I did, sometimes I will bleach the bottom, sometimes I will bleach the top. And also you can do like an ombre effect. So you would dip it into your solution at one distance, and then you can bring it up a little bit and keep it in the bleach solution for a longer amount of time. So that way it bleaches the top part a little bit less than it's going to bleach the bottom. Now, some of the tutorials that I read, people would leave it in for like 1 to 2 hours. When I did it last time, I think I only left it in for a couple of minutes. Sometimes on the shirt, like this shirt, you can kind of see it's starting to bleach. Sometimes on the shirt it would like bleach immediately, so you didn't even need to leave it in for a couple minutes. And sometimes you could leave it in there forever and it would never bleach. I'm not really sure what fabric or thread or won't bleach, but I'm thinking if it has any kind of wool content in it, it will not bleach. I also tried some like truly vintage shirts, and I haven't had very much luck on actually bleaching those really actually old vintage shirts. So they must have something in their fabric that is different than you know, a modern flannel. Okay, so you can't really tell that it's done a whole lot, but I am going to go ahead and squeeze out some of the bleach and then rinse it in this wash tub behind me. Now, I am trying to make sure the part that I didn't bleach doesn't touch the part that I bleached, and I keep my hand where at the spot where I brought the bleach up the most, if that's making sense. And then you're going to rinse it out going to wring it and then lay it out. And then after you get done doing the whole batch, then you're just going to throw these in the washing machine. I would not wash them with anything else. Now, sometimes it's going to bleed into a different spot on the shirt. And actually, I'm going to keep it wadded up to start, and then when I've done a few, I'm going to take my glove off, lay it out straight so that the bleached parts are not stacked next to each other. I'm also going to try and be conscientious and grab where I'm not going to bleach with my right hand. So some of the shirts that I bleach, I would do just the top part. Some of them I would do just the bottom. So we'll do another one and see if we can see a difference in it. But I would do this outside. If you get bleach on a spot where you don't want it and you can't tell until you've washed it, you can just go back and do it. Like on one shirt, it went up a lot higher on the right side than the left side, even though they were buttoned. And what I did was just went back and bleached it a second time, and was just conscientious to try and get the front to line up. Not that it had to be perfect or anything, but I just think it looks better if it was. Or maybe somehow I splattered some, so one half of the shirt or the back of the shirt had splatters on it up top where I hadn't bleached it, and the other side, the left or the front or back or opposite, did not have any splatters. And so what I did there is I just redid it. I laid it out, I splattered it where I wanted it to so that it looked even and it looked like it matched and blended with the other side. And then just did the whole rinsing and washing the shirt process again. So you can kind of see a difference, I think, on this one. And if you can't see because of the comments, if you just swipe to the right, that will move the comments out of the way so that you can see better. And you could just let it set and not rinse it immediately, and that's going to let the bleach work a little bit longer. But I also feel like just simply this quick of rinsing is not getting all the bleach out, so it's still probably sitting and doing a little bit of damage. Okay, so this time let's do bleach a top one. So I'm going to try and keep my arms lined up with the shirt. Didn't work. And I like it when it's kind of like at the chest where the colors are going to change. And I know when I did it inside, I just did it in the bathtub. I bleached them all, I laid them all over the edge, and then I turned the bathtub water on to rinse them all, and then I took them down and washed them. I did it in the winter, was part of the reason that I did it inside, but like I said, the fumes were pretty bad. So this one I can kind of tell that it's changing colors already. If you really want your shirt to get white, then you're going to leave it in there longer. If you just want it to be a subtle difference, then you're going to leave it in there for less amount of time. You know, you could do less bleach and probably do it in your bathroom sink if you were just going to do one, but because I'm doing so many, I would rather do a lot, do it batches at a time. So I kind of buy shirts that I like and then hoard them, put them in a pile, and keep them for when I'm ready to bleach. And when I posted this on Facebook yesterday, a lot of people said, you know, why are you going to bleach a shirt? And actually I had one lady last year pretty much go crazy about the fact that I was bleaching the shirt and she wouldn't even clean her house in a shirt that had bleach on it, and basically that I was nuts. But these are trending right now, and so I think to be a successful shop, sometimes you have to follow the trends. And I know I've been at shows where shirts like this can sell for 50 bucks or 60 bucks. And they, the people that have them like that, they sell a lot. I sell them for $15. But these are shirts that I've picked up at the thrift shop, at a garage sale. Just different places. And you can probably tell as we're doing this too that it really kind of depends on the shirt, on what kind of difference you can tell in the beginning. Okay, I want to dye the top. But after I wash them, I will post pictures of them so you can kind of see what the results were. And I was talking about, you know, doing the splatters and you just like flick it on there. You could do that intentionally. So maybe on some of these I might lay them out in the grass and just think that doing some splatter on it was going to look good and improve the look of the shirt. And so I would do that. Also on all of these like plaid patterns, sometimes some of the colors are going to change color a lot more than other ones. Like this blue stripe, navy stripe is turning purple with the bleach. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's just a different color. I also always try and unfold the collars on the shirt when I'm buttoning them. That way if I decide to do the dye from the top, I just think it's easier because, you know, some of them are buttoned down. But it's a super easy process. It's just a matter of doing it. So some people would rather buy something done. Some people would rather do it themselves. I know that sometimes I'm in between because sometimes I have so many projects I would like to do that I never actually get to some of them. So I think we're all like that. We've pinned a lot of things, but we haven't actually done them. I do have a Pinterest if you want to follow me over on Pinterest as well. And for those of you that want to know when I'm going live, if you private message me the word live, that activates a bot, and then it will send you a message in Facebook on Messenger and just say, hey, the Junk Parlor's going live, and then you can hop over if you want to, if you have time, and then you can always watch something on the replay as well. Now, the bleach water is turning pretty yellow, but I don't think it has an impact on the bleach doing its job. And even my rinse bucket is getting a little bit discolored, but I don't think that that really matters either. So I'm going to let this set a second and I'll see if I can read any comments. Hi Pam, hi Lisa, hi Cindy. Hamilton, Illinois, awesome. Ginger, I think Kim must have tagged Ginger. It's hard to see out here in the sun, which actually it's kind of an overcast day. Hopefully we're going to get rain because we need it. You can see the bean field behind me. It looks pretty good actually, I think. But the corn is definitely starting to brown. So even though yesterday I think it was like 95 degrees here, I think people are starting to think fall. Okay, so I think I'm going to let that one set, and we'll go ahead and stick another one in here. And really you could bleach pretty much the whole shirt except for the top part. I mean, you could do the collars of the arms. You could do about any pattern that you wanted to. And the ones that won't dye, I really don't think there's anything you can do about it. So I don't know if someone can has had different experience with that. But for me, I've tried multiple times and letting them just sit in the bleach, and when they don't dye, they don't bleach. When they don't bleach, they don't bleach. So if you do come into the shop and are looking at the flannels, some of them are women's sizes, you have men's sizes, and you have junior sizes. So really I would just say kind of try it on, because sometimes it might say a medium and then it looks teeny, and that's just because it's a junior shirt. So this one you can see would be an awesome Memorial Day, 4th of July. It's got the red, white, and blue look going. So the blue has is looking a little bit red. I'm going to try and leave the end in it. I'm going to move that one up a little bit for an ombre and see. I don't think the red looks like it's changing a whole lot. My daughter really liked this shirt and wanted it. And I did change my clothes so that I wasn't ruining something, because I'm always like, oh, I can paint this one thing, I can work on this one project, and I won't get anything on me. And then I do. And then I have a new pair of work pants. I'm definitely a fan of an assembly line system, so you can see, even if I wasn't videoing this, I would do some kind of system like this where everything was within reach. I had all of my stuff ready to go. I was doing multiple items. I do that when I paint, when I'm power washing, when I'm polyurethaning. I try and have a batch of things ready to go, because I think it's more time efficient. And these might get lighter and change color by the time I get done washing them, but they're not going to be like just plain old white. See, and this one totally changed the look, because now you have black and turquoise on top, and you've got brown and white on the bottom. In my done top pile, I'm trying to keep the bleach all in the same location, so I'm not putting a non-bleached side next to a bleached side. So I think this bucket is working decent to do more than one. This one, I think I'm going to do the top. This is one that just by touch, I'm really not sure if it's going to bleach very well, but actually I'm seeing a reaction already, so we should be okay. just because it almost felt like it had a wool texture. I tried to read the fabric label, but sometimes they don't have one. So like I said before, if you have any questions, you can ask, and then when I get done with the video, it'll post to the page, and then I'll go back and check the comments if you have any questions. But super easy project. I know it's Iowa State Fair time, but this would have been something easy to do for a kids 4-H project. So maybe as you're thinking about things to do for next year. And one thing that you can do also is lay out the shirts flat, and then you can kind of see if you're liking how it bleached, like if it's even or your splatters or whatever. And then you can always go back even now and make some changes before you wash it. This one has some long sleeves. Hopefully the wind is not making the phone, the sound really bad for you guys. I don't even know if you can hear it, but you know how sometimes you can hear the wind whipping by. Alright, this one I don't think changed a whole lot, but maybe once I wash it, it'll look a lot different. I guess it did a little bit. The pink's kind of more reddish. Alright, we're down to the last shirt. So probably what I'll do is let this soak and then rinse it, and then I'll lay them out to kind of check them. We'll see if I can see any comments. What do they look like when you are done? Basically, it's a bleached look, kind of like, could be an ombre where it's just gradual changing. If you left them in longer, you could get them to where they were absolutely white at the bottom. Mine are probably going to just look a little bit different. So I'll hold up a couple, and then you can see what they're looking like right now. They'll look a little bit different when we wash them though. So there's one. Just that one I would say is a pretty subtle change. Got this one, so it totally changed the color, so now it's going to be red on the bottom instead of the blue. See, this is one that I probably, if I had known how it was going to dye, I probably would have just done a little bit of dye there, bleach down there at the bottom. I keep saying dye because I personally like the turquoise. Okay, so then this one we did the opposite. We dyed the top part. So far I feel like we're looking pretty even, although this one's a little bit different, but really probably not enough to adjust it. So me touching that one and then touching this one's probably going to put some bleach spots up here on the shoulder. But that one went from the blue to the pink. Here's another one that we did the top of. So these flannels open over a tank top. Be super cute. This red one I think turned out awesome. I didn't think it was going to dye very much, but you've got a little bit into the orange. This one I think is another good fall look. It's kind of got the orange and blues and reds. There's that one, pretty funky. And then this one, our first one, I'm not really even sure, just barely. And really in the front you can't even tell. On the back you can tell, and I actually don't mind it, so I might just leave it like that instead of trying to bleach the front. So somehow we got it to just bleach the back. This one's changing pretty cool. It's like pink and green, going from purple and turquoise. I can get my gloves on. And you could do this on anything, kids' clothes, you know, onesie, a little toddler's flannel. It would look cute pretty much on anything. You could really even do some curtains like this. Take my gloves off for a second. And so this is our last one. So stay tuned to the page and I'll show some pictures of them once I get them washed and completely finished. And like I said, if you want to get notified of my live videos, all you have to do is just send a private message, say the word live, and that automates a bot to send you a Facebook message each time I go live. So hopefully this helped, and those of you who want to do some DIY, you are inspired to do some. So thanks for watching and have a good day.